Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, mommies and daddies. Welcome to our first call for this semester. Today here, I'm Ibu Irene. Together with me is Ibu Arlita and Ibu Mayang, our POI counselor. So today we're going to discuss about SEL in the morning meeting. Ibu Mayang, can we start? And Ibu Arlita?
Thank you, Ibu Irene. We will present the screen first.
And while waiting for Ibu Arlita to present the screen, for your information, we are going to open the question and answer session after the explanation. But meanwhile, you may write down the chat or the question in the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you. So for today, we will share to you how we try to embed the socio-emotional learning in everyday lives of our learning session. Some of it is the in the morning meeting, which we done every morning before the class started. And also we will share to you one of our pilot project, the social bond group that we've tried for the last month and how we will apply it in our everyday life after this pilot project. So maybe before we start talking about the morning meeting and the social bond group, we will start to preview first about the socio-emotional learning. Why we still focus on the socio-emotional learning? Here is why. Because socio-emotional learning is something that very fundamental for our child, not only regarding to their academic skills, but also their well-being as a human. So it is beneficial, it is holistically beneficial for our child. Socio-emotional learning defined as the process by which children and adults learn to understand and manage emotion, to set the goals, to show empathy for others, to establish positive relationship and make responsible decisions. Not only it is needed for during this pandemic situation, but even before any crisis happen into our life, it is needed so we can prepare our child and also ourselves to solve any problems that happen. This is the importance of positive social and emotional well-being in young people, why it is being recognized more in the 21st century. As all of the parents know, we keep emphasizing about the ATL skills, which we think it will be beneficial for children because we don't know what will happen in the future. So we keep giving them some models so they can be more resilient and can be more effectively solving any problems that we haven't know it yet for now. It can the socio-emotional learning. It can enhance our child's self-efficacy, their confidence, their persistence, and their sense of purposes. It can enhance positive social behaviors and relationship. It can reduce loneliness, for example. It can make them keep being happy in any kind of difficult situation. And it also can enhance academic achievement and in general, better mental health, which will impact their everyday lives. It also can reduce conduct problems, both at home and at school, and at any other environment. It can reduce emotional distress, antisocial behavior, and it can prevent stress and depression.
So it's very beneficial ya Ibu Arlita ya?
Yeah, that's why we keep trying to make the students also aware that we also focus on their well-being instead of just keep learning about keep learning about something academically. Maybe this is also related to our international mindedness value because as all of us can see, the approaches to learning and approaches to teaching that actually shape our children is being supported by a lot of social skills aspects like open-minded, being reflective, and yeah, it helps them a lot to learn during in the classroom, and maybe later the parents can also share how this social skills aspect can yeah can be applied in everyday situation at home, because we saw it a lot at
Yeah,
school.
because nowadays children are studying at home, right?
Mm.
So they cannot play with their friends, they cannot go outside, they cannot meet.
Mhm.
So I think that's also why we need this one.
Yeah. So this is the big question, Bu. I believe that some of the parents also have asked this, yeah.
Yeah.
Then why don't we have SEL subject during this online learning?
Yeah, why don't we have like one period for SL like we usually have, right?
Yeah.
Because last year we still have it.
Yes. So why, Bu?
Why? Yeah, because we believe that SEL can be integrated in every single subject. So it's not going to be taught by one specific teacher, but it is must be taught by the homeroom teacher, because the homeroom teacher is the one who meet the student every day. So, meaning the homeroom teacher knows the students much better than the subject teacher who only teach for SEL. And we can also ask questions related to their well-being in math lesson, UI lesson, in any situation. Even in break times, Ibu Arlita,
Yes.
they can start conversation asking like, what do you have for breakfast? Why do you eat that one? What do you think of that food? They can share their thought and ideas. That's the reason why we don't have specific periods for SEL currently.
Yeah, and maybe because we have to implement the SEL basic concepts in our everyday living lives, yeah, Bu.
Yeah.
Just like how we can implement the SEL. Later, we will explain it more about what is SEL or socio-emotional.
Yeah.
But this SEL concept can be implemented not only in within the student and teachers, just one teacher within all the students, no, but every teachers with every students, also every peers with every students, also with students and the parents themselves, right?
Yeah.
So it should be integrative, and it should be implementing in all areas, right?
Yeah.
And some of the people also stated that we all learn best when we did it by ourselves and
Yes.
in a natural setting. So rather than just having one bit of SEL, we try to make it more general by implicitly and explicitly address it to through all areas,
Ada
all
ekskul ya?
activities, yeah, like
Ada nggak nyiapin
students and the teachers,
perlengkapannya?
students and peers, teachers and the kids, and also between us, the school and the parents.
So we try our best to develop this SEL as natural as we can be, right, from now on.
Yeah, if we set it as a specific subject,
Yeah.
it kind of like we force them to do
Yeah,
it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, whether they like it or not, this is the subject, so you
Yeah.
have to do it. But
Yeah.
if we put it into their daily routines, they will
It
do it
will become
naturally.
the habit or the needs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Positive emotions can also be contagious and intentionally chosen to influence a community. What kind of emotions do you want to share with your children? As we can see, and as we can experience that emotions can be
Cari apa?
affecting our environment. For example,
Film gede.
if a teacher or one student feel very sad
Sketchbook.
about, for example, the subject
Pas yang ini biasa nih.
relationship, it will affect also how he have the relationship with the teachers. Maybe when the teacher asks, "Hi, how are you today?" and he will respond by "Good." But he
Yeah.
used not to be that way. For example, he used to be the boy, the cheerful boy. For example, who say, "Hi, Pooh, I'm good today. How are you?" But one day he feels sad, and it is affecting the teachers too. The mood, the ambience, also the quality of the relationship. That's why positive emotions can also be contagious, not only negative emotions.
Yeah.
If we feel happy, if we feel good, positive about ourselves, we can also affect our teachers, our friends, our colleagues, to feel that way too. That's why the next question is, what kind of emotions do you want to share with your children? This is like our decision, yeah. What emotions do we want to express more in the proper way, and how we express it to our children is very important, because it is affecting their mood to learning too.
Yeah. And it's also maybe affecting how they solve the problem. How can they see a problem in a positive
Yeah.
perspective, not to give up to anything that felt difficult.
Yeah.
To
To bounce
solve.
back
Yes.
when he had problems. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's also something that we emphasize in everyday life.
And SEL during pandemic, I think it is it is important in our daily living. It is very very positive affecting our lives, and it is way more affecting our well-being too in this pandemic situation, Ibu Irene and Ibu Arlita, because for the students themselves, when the pandemic is happening just now, they feel less direct peer interaction. From our student survey, they also feel boredom, sometimes anger, also tired because they need to look on the screen every single day for 8 hours or more. And also, sometimes they feel lonely because the number one, they have less direct peer interaction. They cannot meet with their friends directly, so the social interaction is limited. And the third one is change routines. For example, every morning they're ready to be at school. They will meet the teachers, the students, other peers, but it is dissolved for a moment, ya Bu.
We are just suddenly shut for them all of those things.
Yeah. And not every students have the skill to adapt as fast as the others. So we have our time to adapt. Sometimes for some students can adapt well in very fast time, like in the amount of days, but some of them maybe need months or even years. We don't know. Yeah, so the SEL still should be concerned, should be pointed out for the students. And the focuses are to improving the sense of safety and self-belonging, that they are still belong to the groups, to the teachers,
Feel
to
connected.
feel connected to the school.
Even
also.
though they are not at school,
Even though the physically they are not at school, and also develop sense of control and manage feelings to take action, because even if I know that you are bored, but you have to overcome this to still do your task, to still listen to the lesson like that. So they need to still regulate their emotions and behavior in this pandemic. Also promoting interactions and collaborations among peers, how they support to each other, because some of them they have already the support system, Bu. Yeah, they have regular talk. It's good that they have some people to talk to, regular meeting with the peers, regular meeting sometimes with the teachers too. They have talk with the teachers, and that's good. And also it helps them to keep balanced lifestyle, not only to improve themselves academically, but also their well-being, also to replenish energy and mood. The SEL can improve our moods to feel better and to be more ready to go through the day.
Yeah, so this is our this is what our focus regarding the socio-emotional aspect that we focusing, especially in this pandemic. Now we will talking about one of the activity. This is actually we done it about 2 years, ya Bu, since last year. So morning activity is an activity that we do to prepare for the day and to pointing out concern of the students so they can cool down. We usually do it before the class started, where we have the greetings, the group activity, and also some sharing between the students and also the teacher. The purpose is the one that Ibu Mayang has said before. but we make it routine. So yeah, especially in this pandemic where we only have 30 minutes in one period, maybe they lost the sense of having brief chat, and also just talking about something that not related to academic. We do it more on the morning meeting, while when we have other extra time in every period, the teacher will also do the sharing session briefly with the students.
Yeah, Bapak Ibu, long time ago we know it as the bellwether activity. It's not something a must the student need to attend at school. But starting this year, the morning meeting is part of the school hour. So maybe some parents or some students still think that the school hour started at 8 until 12, but no. In SVP, in primary school, our school hour started at 7:40 up to 12. And morning meeting part of the school hour also. That's why it is important.
Yeah, and morning meeting is one of the most important and most of the most important activity that we do to to cater their socio-emotional needs, like what have been explained by Ibu Mayang before. So that's why it is very important, not only because it's one of the school hours, but also especially during this pandemic, they need it, Bapak dan Ibu.
Yeah. And at the end of the pulse, we need the help from the teacher, from the parents, right, Ibu Irene and Ibu Arlita, to implement the SEL or SEL in morning meeting to do at home too. That's why we need to share this to you, the benefits of having morning meeting as the basic of the implementation of the SEL, right, Ibu Arlita?
So it won't stop at school only, right?
Yeah, it will always happen in everyday lives, not only at school but also at home. And it can implement at home, juga bisa ketika di luar rumah, misalnya ketika bertemu dengan keluarga besar, ketika orang tua bisa mendampingi anak-anak memiliki konten-konten SEL, jadi bisa berjalan terus dalam kesehariannya di semua aspek, semua area.
Kalau dengan orang tua, should it be in the morning or just anytime?
Not only, it can be at any time. Ketika pagi hari, ketika anak belajar, misalnya, atau ketika break time, bahkan ketika tidur, menjelang tidur, misalnya hari ini hal apa yang paling lucu yang terjadi hari ini, atau hal apa yang paling menyenangkan untuk kamu hari ini. Kadang-kadang anak-anak terlihat tegang, anxious ketika ditanyanya tuh seputar akademik, Ibu Irene. Misalnya ketika kelasnya berakhir, tapi kan orang tua kadang merasa butuh ya untuk tanya, how was school, gitu kan? Ada PR apa hari ini? Pasti pertanyaannya seputar itu, karena itu sangat wajar, karena orang tua ingin tahu progres pendidikan anak. Tapi ketika kita ingin menyasar itu, ada baiknya diawali dengan sesuatu yang non akademik dulu, Bu. Jadi anak juga lebih relax. Iya, jadi hal apa yang hari ini yang tidak biasa terjadi hari ini, atau hal lucu apa di kelas kamu, misalnya seperti itu. Jadi hal-hal yang lebih relaxing, yang lebih santai, baru setelah anak sudah mulai relax, kita baru bisa sasar, oh gitu, kalau pelajaran nak gimana, susah nggak, ada PR nggak, untuk kapan. Jadi juga anak-anak juga bisa jadi lebih open gitu, jadi mereka juga tidak hanya berpikir it's only about the lesson. Ketika mama tanya, ketika bu guru tanya, kenapa tanyanya lesson terus, that's why we need to implement this. Ini juga bisa untuk bonding ya Bu Irene, karena kan ini untuk mengarahkan pada kesejahteraan mental anak-anak juga.
Iya, dan mungkin kalau dari list the benefits of the morning meeting, we can see on the bottom left in the red one, it allows all students to feel important. Nah, salah satunya juga yang paling penting itu, karena mungkin juga beberapa siswa banyak yang merasa, oke, sekarang waktu belajarnya hanya sedikit, tapi kok jadi belajar terus ya, gitu. Apakah misalnya bagaimana dengan kebutuhanku yang lain?
Karena Bu Arlita, Bu Arin, ketika kita pilot project, nanti kita share di belakang ya. tapi mereka juga rata-rata merasakan bosan di rumah. Mungkin kita ngerasanya iya ini pandeminya sudah berlangsung 7-8 bulan gitu. Jadi seperti sesuatu yang sudah biasa, sesuatu yang reguler. Kadang-kadang kita lupa tanya sama diri kita atau tanya sama anak kita sendiri, kamu rasanya gimana sih nggak ketemu sama teman-teman? Bosen nggak nak di rumah gitu. Jadi kadang kita take it for granted gitu ya Bu. Nah kadang kita lupa tanya. Beberapa anak karena ada yang bilang dia feel lonely, kenapa? Karena she has no one to talk to. Misalnya di awal-awal pandemi iya karena mama papa WFH. Nah sekarang udah WFO lagi, sedangkan dia yang biasanya sekolah dia di rumah sendiri sama mbaknya. Jadi sedangkan dia di only child, let's say, atau dia punya kakak tapi kakaknya secondary yang juga sama-sama belajarnya sendiri-sendiri. Nah itu jadi kadang dia butuh untuk butuh waktu untuk ngobrol, untuk bisa sharing karena pasti jangankan untuk anak-anak, untuk kita juga pandemi ini kan lelah ya. Kita lelah banget dan bosan banget sebenarnya.
Segitu kita orang dewasa ya yang harusnya lebih tahu how to handle feelings, how to react in certain situation. Nah, apalagi ini anak-anak yang masih dalam proses perkembangan.
Ya, seharusnya mereka bermain ya.
Bahkan SEL ini tidak hanya bisa diimplementasi di primary ya Bu, bahkan as young as ECE, toddler, bahkan sebelum itu 1 tahunan sudah bisa. Misalnya kita tanya, hari ini tadi kita dance-nya seru ya sama miss-nya, misalnya kayak gitu. Kamu happy nggak? Sukanya lagu yang mana? Misal itu aja sebenarnya sesimpel itu orang tua sudah mendorong anak mengimplementasi SEL konsep di dalam kehidupan sehari-hari.
Nah mungkin nanti kita juga akan coba nih ibu-ibu dan bapak-bapak apa sih contoh dari kegiatan morning meeting yang biasanya kita lakukan. Nah, tapi sebelumnya kita mungkin akan jelaskan sedikit the structure of the morning meeting. So actually in those 20 minutes we've done a lot of meaningful things. This is the structure of it. The first one is the greeting. Kita menyapa, hai, apa kabar? How was your weekend? Kemarin ngapain aja pas liburan? The purpose is to set a positive tone and also give practices in offering hospitality untuk membangun mood yang baik di awal. Setelah itu ada sesi sharing. Sesi sharing ini bisa antara guru dan anak maupun antara anak dan anak. Tujuannya adalah masih sama untuk mengembangkan kemampuan anak supaya anak bisa lebih caring dan lebih empati terhadap teman-temannya maupun terhadap guru. Yang ketiga ada aktivitas kelompok. Biasanya ini kita lakukan untuk membangun kompetensi sosial tertentu. Misalnya kita mau ajarkan anak tentang how to handle emotion. Oke, nanti kita aktivitasnya bisa macam-macam, tapi nanti tujuannya adalah mengenalkan anak kepada emosi tersebut. Nanti kita berikan contohnya. Dan yang terakhir yang juga paling penting adalah closing message. Di sini biasanya guru-guru memberikan encouragement atau insightful message yang nanti bisa memberikan mood yang lebih baik untuk anak, memberikan inspirasi-inspirasi tertentu, ataupun juga membangun excitement anak selama sehari tersebut.
Iya, dan karena judulnya itu SEL, sosio emosional, berarti ya kontennya memang banyak di area sosial dan emosi. Maka dari itu kita seringkali kalau ingin mengimplementasi SEL konsep gitu ya, pertanyaannya seputar misalnya, oke, kita pengen nyasarnya tuh, kita pengen tahu nih dia mathnya bisa atau enggak karena baru aja ada kuis misalnya gitu ya. Kita bisa aja sih tanya kamu tadi bisa nggak gitu. Cuman kalau kita mau implementasinya SEL mungkin lebih ke tadi kamu rasanya gimana pas lagi ujian, pas lagi kuis gitu kan, susah nggak nak misalnya, kamu suka nggak sama soal-soalnya, kamu ngerasanya puas nggak sih sama itu. Nah, makin kecil anak Bu Airin, pertanyaan-pertanyaan seputar emosional itu memang harus yang lebih tertutup. Misalnya, kamu seneng nggak, kamu suka nggak, kamu ini bikin kamu takut nggak sih?
Still too abstract ya.
Iya, karena their verbal expression juga still limited Bu. Tapi ketika anak sudah mulai masuk SD, sebenarnya pertanyaannya sudah bisa lebih terbuka. How do you feel? What do you think? How this affecting you? Misalnya gitu. Jadi bisa kita lihat ya pertanyaan-pertanyaannya tuh mengarahnya lebih ke dia sebagai individunya, sebagai pribadinya dia, rasanya gimana sih kalau jadi dia. Nah itu jadi kita pengen tahu itu kalau kita mengimplementasi SEL konsep.
Dan mungkin if some of the parents also have asked the students what they did during the morning meeting, they might say that, yeah, we just chat with each other, we just doing something, and
Play.
maybe we just play something. So it sounds like this is not really important,
Mhm.
but actually they learn something without really being aware that they learn. Justru itu yang sangat kita sukai saat anak belajar, tapi mereka tidak sadar mereka itu sedang belajar. Mereka belajar bagaimana bersosialisasi, bagaimana mengungkapkan emosinya, bagaimana apa yang mereka sampaikan bisa membangun mood orang-orang di sekitarnya. And that's why even though the children maybe feels like, no, I'll just skip it because that's not learning, or that's not the learning session, but it feels it will be great if the parents can also encourage the students to, no, you need to be prepared at 7:40 and join the morning meeting.
Yes, sounds is not important, but actually it's important.
Yes.
Yeah, one day I joined the class. It's the turn of one of the students to share something that he or she likes, and this child shared about the K-pop thingy. But the boy said, "Oh, K-pop." The girls felt happy, but the boys no. But the boys needs to learn to respect,
Yes.
right? So they need to calm down because there will be the turn for them to share games
About their Roblox, for example.
Yeah.
The thing that maybe the girls think, right?
Yes.
So it's about respecting each other, ya
Yeah.
Bu.
Okay, so this is one of the project that we are intended to do starting from next month, possibly. Because it has a very great purposes, we try to make it more interesting for the students. One of it is to make the highlight of the week. So they will have one theme every week. Nanti dalam satu minggu mereka akan fokus ke satu hal untuk morning meetingnya. But they will have 5 activity and we will make it fancy like what you can see in the PowerPoint. There will be Mindset Monday, Tuesday,
This is the example ya Bu ya.
Tuesday, yeah. What's your story Wednesday? This is the example, and it will be differ most likely every week. So the students might curious, find anxiety are okay Thursday itu ngapain ya? Okay. I'm curious about the move forward Friday. What will we do on Friday then? So they will be more excited to do the morning meeting. Yeah, so that's one of our plan as well, ya Bu.
Iya.
This is the example.
Yeah, this is the example of the theme of the week, to think of things differently. So the teacher will share to the students that they will have the highlight of the week of thinking of things differently. They can share their ideas about what can you do differently this week, just like what you have seen on your screen. So this is about being different, thinking differently a week. So on Monday, maybe the teacher can do the Mindset Monday. So the teacher can ask, meskipun temanya itu tentang bagaimana berpikir secara outside the box sebenarnya ya Bu ya. Nah, kita bagi-bagi nih Bu supaya anak juga tidak bosan. Jadi misalnya hari pertama kita mau sasarnya tentang Mindset Monday. Bagaimana sih cara kita menurut anak-anak berpikiran yang outside the box itu apa gitu. Apa positifnya untuk kita. Jadi kita set mindset anak-anak. Nah, misalnya kalau yang nomor 2 Tuesday. Jadi anak-anak bisa memilih, oke, karakter apa sih yang kamu ingin bangun dari diri kamu, misalnya I choose to be brave, atau I choose to be stronger, atau I choose to be more empathy, misalnya seperti itu. Jadi bisa untuk satu tema bisa kita bagi-bagi tuh Bu, banyak sekali aktivitasnya. Nah, ini sebenarnya bisa juga dilakukan di rumah, tidak harus secara sangat terstruktur atau sangat kaku, tidak, tapi misalnya ada anak sering sekali berantem sama kakaknya, sibling rivalry gitu ya. Nah, kita ingin menyasar itu. Sebenarnya kita bisa sih kegiatannya mau satu anak bisa, mau langsung berdua bisa. Kita kasih kegiatan gitu. Jadi misalnya hari ini aku pengen nyasar mereka, tahu nggak sih kalau mereka saling berantem atau saling memukul itu sakit atau tidak? Misalnya seperti itu. Jadi bisa kita sasar aktivitasnya ke arah sana, Bu. Jadi tidak harus kaku seperti di sekolah. Kalau di sekolah butuh terstruktur karena kan anaknya banyak. Nah, kalau di rumah bisa lebih rileks lagi, bisa lebih santai lagi
Ya,
implementasinya.
dan bisa banget kalau bisa banget jika orang tua ingin juga mengikuti highlight of the week-nya sekolah.
Iya, betul.
Misalnya, oke, highlight of the week of this week is to think differently. And then at home, the students can discuss with the parents. Tadi kalau di sekolah aku do things differently. Kalau di rumah kira-kira kita bisa apa ya as a family? What things that we can do differently? For example, biasanya kita kalau weekend nonton TV di rumah, apa kita piknik aja ya di halaman rumah? That is something that we do differently. Or maybe we can eat different breakfast in the weekend. Jadi anak-anak juga merasa, oh, apa yang dilakukan di rumah dan di sekolah sama nih. Jadi mungkin lebih cepat juga terbiasa dan enjoy.
Sebenarnya kuncinya satu, Bu Airin, kalau mau diimplementasi di rumah harus saling mendengar. Karena kadang-kadang kita juga anak-anak nggak mau dengerin parentsnya juga ya pokoknya kamu ngikutin aja gitu ya. Jadi misalnya aturan di rumah adalah main game itu nanti setelah makan sore misalnya atau setelah tidur siang. Anaknya nggak mau, Bu. Nah, ketika kita mau menyasar ini, sebenarnya bisa sekali coba. What can you think differently about these rules? Kalau oke, kamu nggak suka, nggak apa-apa, kamu nggak suka. Tapi kamu boleh nggak sih Mama tahu yang bikin kamu nggak suka apa dan positifnya apa kalau kita lakukan ini. Begitupun Mama juga boleh kasih. Menurut Mama sih ini oke, tapi kalau Mama jadi anak-anak mungkin nggak suka karena kurang lama ya, karena harus tidur dulu mungkin karena udah kebayang-bayangnya pengen yang fun gitu kan. Nah, seperti itu kan sebenarnya bisa disasar ya Ibu Airin, Bu
So it
Arlita.
will not only develop the social skills, but also improve maybe the communication during this pandemic. Okay, this is one of the activity sample that we can do. For example, to think differently is the highlight of the week. This is what we do on the Thursday. Think outside the box Thursday. Maybe the parents can try it at home or with the paper or with your phone. We have one dot and also one curve. You can complete the picture, but it shouldn't be a sad face. It shouldn't be a sad picture.
Jadi menggambar hal lain. Ini tampaknya sih orang-orang kebanyakan mikirnya ini bakal jadi
Sad
gambar
smiley, ya.
sad smiley.
Ya.
Nah, coba kita menggambar yang kira-kira bukan sad smiley apa? Bu Airin mungkin bisa coba juga.
Saya
Kira-kira apa?
gambar apa ya?
Buat kita
Coba
mungkin
yang
coba.
di rumah ya. Aku juga sambil gambar ya.
Parents juga boleh sambil dicoba ya. Nanti kita cari tahu aktivitas ini sebenarnya bisa menyasar apa saja. Ini bisa dilakukan gak hanya di anak-anak besar ya Bu Airin, bahkan dari
Betul.
TK mereka sudah bisa diajak untuk melakukan aktivitas ini.
Bu Airin jangan nyontek aku ya.
Aku nggak nyontek.
Dalam prosesnya jadi berpikir nggak sih Bu Airin?
Betul.
Ini aku harus gambar apa ya? Bukan set. Perspektif lainnya apa
Sempat
gitu ya?
freeze. Mau gambar apa ya?
Kayaknya tangannya inginnya melengkapinya set face ya.
Tinggal tambah satu dat selesai. Enggak.
Ternyata bisa jadi yang lain-lain.
Ini gambar saya sebenarnya bukan refleksi karena keadaan saya sekarang ya Bapak Ibu. Saya gambarnya cupcake loh.
Mungkin Ibu lapar.
Saya masih lapar.
Iya.
Oke, jadi yang tadinya seperti set face bisa jadi cupcake atau ini kompleks ya. Ini angsa yang ada di pool kayaknya.
Ya, ada ikannya ya
Di
banyak.
pond,
kan.
ya ada di kolam. Jadi kita bisa lihat dari bahkan hanya 2 simbol, kita bisa bikin apa aja. Karena temanya tadi adalah to think differently, jadi kita bisa ajak anak-anak, karena anak-anak tuh lebih mudah sesuatu yang konkret Bu, yang bisa dilakukan, yang dia bisa lihat. Nah ini memberi pesan bahwa ketika kita punya masalah atau ketika ada satu situasi terjadi, kita bisa loh melihat dari perspektif yang lain. Ini tidak hanya set face, tapi bisa jadi yang lebih menyenangkan misalnya, betul. Jadi cupcake, bisa jadi angsa gitu. Jadi satu masalah misalnya dia ketika dia lagi down, misalnya karena punya masalah sama temennya, coba think differently, coba kalau kamu jadi temennya bagaimana, kira-kira mungkin kamu sebel nih sekarang, tapi mungkin seiring berjalannya waktu besok kamu feel better gitu. Jadi untuk bantu anak juga bounce back ya Bu ketika mendapatkan masalah gitu, jadi bisa punya perspektif yang lain.
And this is the example of what the students do.
Ya.
Pizza.
Ya, they draw pizza, they draw
Ternyata
a happy
bukan cuma saya yang
faces.
lapar ya,
Jadi
ada juga.
sebenarnya Bu, ada juga yang lain ya. Jadi sebenarnya cara berpikir atau perspektif itu sebenarnya bisa dipaksa oleh diri kita sendiri untuk bisa melihat hal yang lain gitu. Jadi ya harapannya sih ini bisa terjadi natural ya. Cuman kan kadang anak-anak butuh
Yeah.
trigger, butuh stimulasi apa nih awalnya
So
pancingannya.
during this activity, they know that, oh, my friend is really creative. They have a lot of ideas, and then they start to comment their friend's picture. Oh, it's so good, and then they interact with each other. Jadi ngobrol, jadi banyak apresiasi. Mungkin mereka yang awalnya moodnya nggak baik, begitu dibilang gambarnya bagus dan idenya bagus, their mood will be better. Yeah. And then belum lagi after they do it without really realize what is the connection, and then the teacher start to giving the message or having discussion with them, so they realize, oh, about the perspective, I learned something. It's a very good morning message as well.
Iya. Atau kalaupun ada anak yang cukup keras nih Bu, dia pengennya tetap gambarnya sad face. Sebenarnya yang kita bisa tangkap macam-macam sih. Satu, oh anaknya kok nggak mau ikut aturan ya misalnya. Atau dua, apakah dia sedang bosan saat itu, atau jangan-jangan memang dia senangnya gambar itu. Oh kenapa, why do you really like to make it like sad face gitu. Jadi kita bisa gali justru dari situ. Jadi tidak ada yang salah.
Jadi
sesungguhnya
tidak stuck di situ.
Iya
aja.
benar, justru kita yang bisa kasih perspektif baru. Oh gitu, kamu sangat suka sepertinya ya gambar sad face. Kenapa kamu sukanya? Apa kamu suka matanya besar atau apa gitu? Kalau mama sukanya gambar mama apa? Misalnya pizza, karena ya it's yummy gitu kan. Jadi selain itu kita bisa gambar yang lain loh. Jadi ketika anaknya itu stuck, kita bisa stretch untuk bisa lebih fleksibel lagi thinkingnya Bu. Seperti itu.
Nah, ini juga
ini tema-tema yang lain ya Bu, tema harian yang lain. Misalnya mistakes are okay Monday, untuk bisa anak refleksi oke. Bisa juga untuk bonding ya Bu, misalnya kamu pernah melakukan kesalahan apa yang mama nggak tahu, tapi tadi harus ada syarat di awal nih, misalnya kalau mama tahu, mama akan cerita, kamu akan cerita, kita sama-sama harus respect ya gitu, kalaupun ini sudah terjadi. Kan kadang-kadang kita kayak, ternyata ya gitu.
Ini koreksi otomatis
ya. Nah, sebenarnya kan itu nggak hanya
menguatkan hati ya sebelum do the mistakes. Oke, mandi.
Karena sebenarnya ketika kita implementasi SEL itu anaknya bukan hanya anak yang belajar Bu, yang memberi SEL-nya juga dia sebenarnya tanpa sadar sedang berlatih untuk dirinya sendiri gitu. Jadi it's okay, it takes time. Jadi dicobain aja dulu di rumah. Misalnya di sini juga ada It's Things Tuesday. What are some things you hope your teacher says about you? Kalau ini tentang teachers-nya, bisa juga tentang parents gitu ya. What do you like mommy to do to you more often misalnya. Atau try it on for Size Tuesday. Mau coba apa ya kita untuk yang bisa think differently ya. Misalnya hal yang biasanya dia hindarin atau dia nggak suka padahal belum pernah coba gitu. Seperti itu.
Nah, ini mungkin beberapa notes yang juga kita semua perlu tahu gitu ya. One of it is when we try to evaluate the effectiveness of the morning meeting, some of the classes shared that sometimes it's not really effective because not all of the students are coming on time. Jadi kebayang ya Bu, misalnya kita lagi gambar, I drew this duck, that one, I drew this. And then when we talk about the morning message, some of them are feeling inspired, but some of them who just came and then just hear the message might not get the message as deep as the others. Sometimes they want to draw, but they only have limited time.
Because they're late ya Bu.
20 minutes.
Or they come and ask, Bu, what are we doing now?
Iya.
Ya, the instruction diulang lagi.
Padahal sudah sampai di akhir sesi gitu ya Bu.
Betul.
And even some of the students are not ready to join yet. So even though they come at, for example, 7:50, they're still having their breakfast. They still preparing their things. So they're not ready even though they turn the camera on. They're not ready to join the morning meeting. So that's why we need some support from the parents. It is to prepare the students to be ready at 7:40 to join the activity again, karena morning meeting juga bagian dari jam sekolah. Jadi anak bukan mulai belajar jam 8, tapi belajarnya jam 7.40 ya Bu Aya.
Banyak yang
Iya.
bisa dipelajari ya di sebelum jam 8.
Karena Bapak Ibu situasi pandemi ini kita kan tidak tahu kapan berhentinya. Apakah besok? Ya syukur alhamdulillah. Tapi kita tidak tahu kapan, dan ketika bangun jalur rutin anak itu sudah terbentuk, di mana mereka jam 7.40 sudah ada di sekolah dan ready. Ketika sekolah kembali buka, maka anak-anak akan siap. Adjustment-nya tidak akan lama. Itu sebenarnya
Iya.
tujuan kita kenapa kita tetap dengan jam sekolah yang reguler seperti biasanya.
Dan sebenarnya Bu, kemarin juga ada sedikit diskusi dengan beberapa parents, karena saya dan Mayang juga masuk ke ECE dan primary di parent weekly meeting-nya. Nah, kita juga sharing apa sih pentingnya membuat anak benar-benar siap di jamnya, tidak bangun misalnya 10-15 menit sebelum masuk, karena they also need their personal time. Maybe they still need time to really wake up. They need time to do some little activities that we think maybe unnecessary. They need time to, for example, playing with their dog when they take a bath. But when we wake him up just 15 minutes before the activity, he don't have time to play with his dog, and his mood is
So it's like
down.
a car or the vehicles that we're going to use ya.
Yeah.
We need to dipanasin dulu nih kendaraannya sebelum dipakai.
Kan terasa ya Bu, kita aja orang dewasa kalau in a rush bawaannya pengen marah-marah atau
Semuanya
buru-buru,
salah.
bener
Semuanya
semuanya salah, jadinya gerah, panas, badannya aja panas gitu. Nah anak-anak juga butuh waktu, bahkan kadang-kadang lebih lama. Makanya saya seringkali sarankan ke orang tua paling tidak anak bangun 1 jam sebelum kelas pertama dimulai. Kenapa? Supaya ada anak yang sekali colek saat tidur bangun. Atau kita nyalain lampunya aja dia udah otomatis bangun. Ada yang harus nungging-nungging dulu, ada yang misuh-misuh dulu, ada yang pengennya makan cemil-cemil dulu baru mandi.
Ada yang pindah tempat.
Ada yang benar tidurnya pindah tempat. Nah, kita harus spare waktu untuk itu tadi personal space-nya dia tadi, personal time-nya dia. Jadi daripada misuh-misuh karena waktu bangun dan persiapannya kurang, lebih baik kita majukan. Misalnya pertanyaan berikutnya, tapi anak saya tuh nggak bisa Miss bangun pagi. Coba kita cek jam tidurnya, apakah jam tidurnya cukup? Karena ternyata Bu Airin, kalau anak-anak, kalau di orang dewasa, yang penting kualitasnya kan. Tidur 5 jam mungkin masih bisa cukup gitu, selama kualitasnya oke, kita ada di deep sleep. Kalau anak-anak itu kuantitas tidur, banyaknya jam tidur itu masih berpengaruh Bu. Jadi kita harus perhatikan apakah anak kita tidur cukup, siang apakah ada tidur, malamnya bagaimana gitu. Jadi kita harus perhatikan juga jam tidur dan jam bangunnya supaya dia juga lebih ready dan bisa on time datang ke morning meetingnya, jadi lebih hangat lagi.
Ready ya.
Iya, tubuhnya hangat, moodnya hangat.
Sudah sarapan.
Betul. Iya.
Kita aja kalau nggak sarapan misuh ya Bu.
Karena juga tadi yang seperti Ibu Arlita bilang, preparation itu penting untuk anak juga be ready. Dia sudah mandi, dia tahu bahwa tubuhnya ini akan dipakai untuk belajar sampai jam 12 misalnya, atau sampai jam 2 bahkan kalau ada additional class. Jadi sebagai tadi kendaraan yang butuh dihangatkan dulu untuk bisa dipakai.
Dan support yang kedua adalah mereview aktivitas di rumah. Nah, tadi juga sudah kita bahas ya. Yang ketiga adalah, karena kita membicarakan untuk hari ini kan fokusnya di social emotional aspects. So if the parents have concern related to the social emotional, you can always communicate it with the teacher. So the teacher know what their students needs, not only at school but also at home, and they can try to cater it. Jadi nanti guru juga bisa membantu nih, karena tentunya lebih banyak anak beraktivitas di rumah, yang lebih tahu mungkin juga pihak orang tua. Dengan mengomunikasikan ke guru, guru juga tahu apa yang bisa kita sasar di kegiatan-kegiatan morning meeting-nya. Begitu. Nah, selanjutnya kita mau share tentang Social Bond Group Pilot Project. So this is one of the project that Learning Support Team has tried as the follow-up action of the student survey. So we conduct student survey. Kita telah melakukan student survey yang sebenarnya isinya adalah catching up with the students. Now how well they adjust to this IDL thing, whether they feel unhappy or not, whether they feel maybe lonely, whether they have any challenges that they find during this IDL. And from the student survey, we see that even though they're not very troubled with their academic things, mereka kayaknya ya lancar-lancar aja gitu belajarnya. Tapi banyak sekali anak-anak yang merasa bosan, terus juga ya kadang kangen banget Bu, kangen main di sekolah gitu misalnya. They feel bored, they miss their school, they miss their activity. Dan memang seperti yang kita juga tahu, this is something that we can't control. This pandemic is something that we can't control, especially the children. They still maybe confused about what happened, but they don't know what to do. Maybe they haven't shared it to us. They haven't have any chance to. Nah, in this group, we share anything. Mereka bisa share cerita-ceritanya, apa hal menarik yang terjadi di hari ini. Nah, waktu itu kegiatannya bersama saya dan Ibu Mayang. Kita bagi per kelas dan per laki-laki dan perempuan, karena interestnya kan bisa berbeda ya Bu Airin. Nah, di sini kita share banyak hal, kita bermain games, kita pokoknya we told them that the purpose of this group is actually to having fun. Gitu.
Not to talk about the lesson ya Bu.
Not to talk about the lesson unless they have concern related to academic. But we will not teach them, okay, kamu kesulitan matematikanya, hari ini kita akan bahas matematika ya. Tidak akan seperti itu gitu, karena fokusnya adalah membuat mereka happy, dan apabila mereka punya masalah, they know that we will listen, they know that we will provide them positive energy. Nah, this is a bit description about what we do in social group. The ground rules, aturannya adalah the first one, camera on.
It's a must ya Bu.
It's a must. Even in the lessons, we always encourage the students to turn on their camera. Not only because we want to check whether the student is still attending or not, bukan cuma kita takut ditinggal atau gimana, tapi saat kita melihat anaknya langsung, saat anaknya melihat kita langsung, the connection will be there gitu, lebih natural juga gitu komunikasinya. Kemudian we need to speak politely, but yeah, we can speak casual but politely. And then we respect the confidentiality. Karena kita juga bilang, if you have any concern, you can talk here. But we also need to know that what we say here will stay in here. So they feel safe, they feel more confident to talk about their concern. Snacks or drinks are allowed. Jadi biasanya juga saya nggak apa-apa kalau mau sambil makan, but you need to attend this meeting. Jadi selama mereka masih merespon dengan baik, nggak apa-apa sambil makan atau sambil minum. Dan kadang malah kita bisa ngobrolin ya Bu Mayang, kamu makan apa sih, itu snacknya enak ya. Aku belum pernah coba tuh yang rasa itu. Again, the purpose is to having fun, to be comfortable with each other, and to be comfortable in interaction. Respond positively. Kalau ada teman yang cerita, walaupun kita punya pendapat yang berbeda, kita harus tetap terbuka. Dan ini bisa dipimpin, diarahkan oleh guru. Bisa kita yang buka aktivitas, atau bisa juga siswanya yang membuka aktivitas. Nah, apa sih yang siswa bisa expect dari aktivitas ini? They will feel happy, they will have fun, they can share and discuss any problems or feelings, they will be encouraged with each other, and the most important, no academic discussion.
Bukannya tidak boleh ya, lebih ke kalau memang itu adalah hal yang menarik untuk anak, oh it's okay gitu ya. Berarti kan itu
Dan
sesuatu
semuanya
yang
setuju
fun.
ya.
Iya, betul. Tapi kalau misalnya ternyata hal itu justru membebani member grupnya, atau justru nanti jadinya terlalu serius, terlalu kaku, padahal oke, ini disenangi oleh satu anak, tapi untuk yang lain ini jadi seperti beban ya membicarakan itu, karena ini kita sesaat setelah kelas Bu, jadi masih panas-panasnya mereka habis selesai pelajaran, jadi kita banyak membicarakan hal di luar akademik juga.
Dan mungkin kalau boleh sharing sedikit, one of the students he keep being absent to this meeting while I chat him every week, and then when he finally come, at first he said that, must I attend this meeting? Yes, you can try it once. After that, if you decided not to join, yeah, it's your choice. And then when he joined, and then he said, it's fun, I will join again next week. I thought this meeting will talking about math. So that's why, yeah, not because they hate the academic, but maybe they need variation, not only talking about something that they already talk half day, but
Yeah.
they need some more place and media to share about anything else. And the activity, what we usually do, we can share common interests or ideas. One day we share about our pets. We discuss anything that happens lately. We play games. We discuss social issues because we've tried on the older students of primary, and we can have it unstructured or structured. It means that we can have purposes from the start, or we can just go with the flow, depend on what the students wants to talk. So this is what we do. Maybe if the parents have some question related to this, we can put it on the chat box and we can discuss it later.
Di evaluation ini hasilnya Ibu dan Bapak dari hasil social bond group yang sedikit banyak kita juga mengaplikasikan SEL di dalamnya. Banyak dampak positifnya. Anak-anak banyak yang merasa lebih senang atau lebih merasa punya teman untuk bisa berbagi cerita, apalagi mereka juga meminta untuk kegiatannya dilakukan secara rutin, Bu Airin. Bahkan beberapa anak masih ada yang punya sesi rutin dengan Ibu Arlita untuk bisa sharing cerita, untuk bisa berbagi perasaannya dia di hari itu, perasaan sedih, perasaan senang, seperti itu. Dan karena ini adalah kelompok yang terbatas, jumlahnya sekitar 4-5 orang, mereka juga jadi lebih terbuka, Bu. Mereka lebih senang karena mereka pikir kalau di grup kelas kadang-kadang terlalu banyak anak, jadi memangnya semua tertarik ya dengerin aku, misalnya begitu. Kalau hanya 4-5 anak, dia juga lebih merasa didengarkan. Lalu juga ini adalah suatu penyegaran ya terhadap tadi Bu Arlita sudah menyampaikan, mereka sudah membicarakan tentang pelajaran setengah hari bahkan lebih. Jadi ini penyegaran untuk dia bisa berbicara apapun di luar pelajaran yang dia sukai, yang dia senangi. Oke. Untuk parents yang ingin bertanya nanti boleh tolong tulis dulu di chat box. Sebentar lagi kita akan cek chat boxnya. Lalu untuk ajang interaksi, Bu, anak-anak karena awal-awal mereka masih dingin nih, Bu, masih awkward ya, tapi lama-lama seiring berjalannya waktu, bahkan anak yang pendiam sekalipun ada berbicara dia di situ, berbagi pikirannya misalnya. Tapi memang ada beberapa hal yang perlu kita concern ya, perhatikan. Ternyata kita kan melakukan 3 sesi, Bu. 3 pertemuan ini kurang untuk anak-anak, mereka pengen lagi gitu, seperti itu. Jadi keterbatasan waktu juga berpengaruh ya terhadap sesinya. Terus beberapa anak juga ternyata butuhnya tidak grup session, ternyata butuh yang individual. Mungkin dia terbatas ya ceritanya saat di grup, tapi saat individual misalnya dengan Ibu Arlita dia lebih banyak bercerita. Lalu juga ini keterbatasan anak-anak kan kadang-kadang ada yang internet connection-nya jelek, atau dia ada additional class, atau misalnya dia ada ECA, jadi tidak semuanya hadir. Nah, kadang itu juga jadi kurang seru. Mereka bilang serunya kalau semuanya datang, Bu, misalnya begitu. Lalu ini on first sessions it's hard to gather the students as they still think we will have any academic discussions. Ya, masih kecemasan anak-anak ya, Bu. Mungkin takutnya, Bu Arlita sama Bu Mayang, ada apa nih? Aku kenapa ya gitu? Pelajaran aku kenapa ya gitu. Jadi mereka masih anxious di awal, tapi seiring berjalannya waktu mereka sudah fine. Mungkin kita cek chat box dulu kali ya, boleh ya?
Boleh. Oke, sambil menunggu Bu Arlita dan Bu Mayang cek chat boxnya, sedikit cerita. Social bond group ini dibentuk setelah kita mendapatkan hasil dari student survey. Waktu itu kita surveinya kelas 4 sampai kelas 6. And from that survey we got that around 36 or 37 students felt lonely and unhappy. Nah, dari situ kita follow up satu-satu sampai akhirnya kalau yang anaknya sudah survive, bisa dealing dengan kondisi yang ada, dan mereka menganggap, I'm fine, Bu, I don't need your help anymore. Kita lepas. Tapi ketika ada anak-anak yang masih butuh bantuan lebih, nah anak-anak ini kita targetkan dulu untuk social bond group. Makanya kita sebut pilot project, dan anak-anak ini yang kita kumpulkan bersama-sama, dan kita diskusi lebih lanjut.
Yeah, so we have concerns at first. Should we do this activity while our students, they actually can conduct it by themselves? Will they feel awkward if they do it with the teacher or counselor? because they can easily just make a chat group with their best
Yeah.
friend. But it turns out a lot of students also happy with this, not because they didn't have friends, but because they need purposes sometimes.
Yeah.
So when we accommodate their needs, their social needs like this, they feel happy and they also feels like, yeah, I want to do it routinely. While we only have 3 sessions because we need to cater a lot of students.
Yeah.
So that's
And
why,
also it's provide safety feeling with them.
yes.
But we are not limiting the interaction. We will limit the sessions, but we are not limiting the interaction. So whenever they need us,
Yeah.
the teacher and the group itself, we can always arrange it to another session. So it based on the needs.
Yeah, it's just it wouldn't be conducted weekly, but we will conduct it when you feel like you need to. So at the end of the session, we always said that the why we end the social bond group is because we believe that they have knowledge about what kind of activity that we've done, so they can easily apply it in other groups, maybe with the similar groups, or maybe they can apply it in other groups that they have, other cliques, other friends that they have. Or if they still need help from us, they can just, we're just one chat away or one email away from the students. So when they said, Ibu Arlita, can we have the social bond group again today? And then I will say, if I have the time, of course I will join them. But if my time is a bit difficult to be handled, I will say that you guys can do it by yourself first. If I'm done with my task, I will join you. Yeah, so that's kind of the line of communication that we have. We still have supportive connection and relationship with the students. And this social bond group actually caters a lot of students who might need more courage to interact with each other, even though they need it. Yeah, and from this session, we also see a lot of students who actually looks shy, quiet, but with only one question, and then they can talk a lot. Yeah, lumayan.
Yeah.
A lot of new data that we found, like, oh, all of us have pet, for example. Okay, so that's the glimpse of our social bond session pilot project that we have. Do you like the idea of having that for our students, Bu and Pa? If you have, you can tell us what you think in the chat box.
Yeah.
Kira-kira sudah ada kah?
Okay, there's something from Ibu Lia Sutisna. This session is very helpful. Would like to ask how the teacher could bridge two-way communication among the students so they can interact with each other, especially for the new students. They need to know how to get atmosphere between students. Thanks. So how to interact the communication? We have 3 sessions of the social bond group. Maybe I can tell from my experience with this project. For your information, for this pilot project, we've tried with grade 5 and 6 first before we can apply it to other younger grade level. So on the first session, yes, it's not natural yet for them to interact with each other. What we do is, because the session is quite private, it's only 4 to 5 people. So sometimes when someone said something or someone shows something, I will ask, oh, what do you think? What do you think about what he said? Or for example, we talk about pets. If you are a pet, what kind of animal are you, for example? And then somebody said I'm a cat. Somebody said I'm a rabbit. And then I will say, oh, can you guess what animal am I? And then they will discussing about what animal should I be. That's kind of interaction that we've tried. Of course, every children will need different methods to make them interact with each other. But because this is the focus is to make it very natural. So yeah, we tried a lot of things, and for as far as we know, it works. At least on the second session, they already interact naturally.
Ya, dan memang selama pandemik ini kan memang tantangannya tidak hanya untuk anak-anak ya Bu, untuk teachers pun, untuk parents pun ini bukan sesuatu yang mudah, jadi butuh memang diadaptasi, kita cari strategi yang paling baik nih untuk anak-anak. Jadi misalnya nih Bu Airin dan Ibu Arlita, saya tahu misalnya di ICI ada kadang-kadang anak yang dia secara natural, manusia itu kan cari interaksi sosial ya Bu. Dia sengaja gitu tunjukin ke kamera dia punya jam tangan baru gitu kan. Itu sebenarnya kan cara anak buat untuk berinteraksi. Nah, seringkali teachers juga kita dorong untuk bisa lebih jeli mengamati perilaku-perilaku anak. Salah satunya misalnya di ICI. Oh iya, itu beli di mana? Jam tangannya bagus sekali. Siapa yang punya yang sama? Misalnya gitu. Kamu suka ini? Nah, kalau siapa misalnya disebut misalnya kalau Arlita misalnya, apa yang kamu suka? Coba tunjukin. Nah, jadi memang that is the best way we can do in online learning karena memang tidak bisa bertatapan fisik ya Bu. Jadi memang selalu ada tantangannya. Tapi ya sebisa mungkin kami mengakomodasi interaksi sosial antara anak.
Untuk Ibu Veronica.
Terima kasih Ibu Lia pertanyaannya ya.
Bu, social bond group ini untuk grade berapa? So because this is the pilot project and last August we sent the survey only for grade 4, 5, and 6, and we found the highest cases were in grade 6, then went down to grade 5 and grade 4, so we started with grade 6 first. When it's done, we go to grade 5. But after we observe more, the survey answers of grade 4 is not relevant anymore. We cannot use the data. That's why we're going to plan to send another survey for another student from grade 1 up to grade 6. Then from that survey result later on, we can see what can we do for the next step.
Yes. And so far, we already shared the result of the social bond group with the teacher as well.
Yeah.
So they are planning to have this kind of social bond group during any time available. For example, any break time, we have 15 minutes break time on 9 o'clock, they can have it. And then in the morning meeting, maybe they can also focus on
They can
that.
create small groups.
Yeah, or maybe if in additional class time it can be done, they will done it. Of course, it's based on the student's need and also based on the opportunity. While if based on the student survey, we still need to have it for some students. Yeah, there's a possibility that we will do it again.
Yeah. And there is Ibu Listi. Thank you, Ibu, for your input. Thank you for attending this meeting, Ibu Listi, and the mother of Ananya. We appreciate your efforts to help parents during this pandemic. Such discussions are really helpful for us. Thank you too for your effort, Ibu. I saw Ibu Una. Hi, Ibu Una. Thank you for coming too.
Oh iya, apa pertimbangannya hanya mensurvei di grade 4 sampai 6? Apakah grade 1 to 3 memungkinkan untuk diadakan social bond group juga?
Coba mungkin Ibu Airin yang lebih bisa menjawab ya.
Pada awalnya sih itu karena dari struktur kalimat the sentence that we put in the survey, because most of the question need long answer after that. That's why we decided, okay, let's try to give the survey to grade 4 up to grade 6 first. And after looking at the condition now and also the survey result, that's why now at the moment we start creating the survey start from grade 1 up to grade 6.
Yeah.
And we arrange the questions also
make it simpler.
the variety of the responses ya Bu. So we put also the emoticons, the symbols for younger students, so it will help them to respond. But still, we need the support from the parents to maybe read or interpret the question so that the students will respond accordingly to the question.
Well, on August, we actually do the survey, but not to the students, but to the teacher at first for grade 1 to 3. To see whether we have any students who needs help. So we check it from the teacher, but for now we will also do the survey from grade 1 to grade 6. And is it possible to for grade 1 to 3 to have the social bond group?
Of course.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. But we're still thinking about how to cater all of the students
And
because
the activity-nya ya,
yeah,
Bu.
because if we have the social bond group only consists of 5 people, and then we only have 2 counselors, we couldn't cater all of the students. So we are thinking about how to apply this to a grade level community so it can be done to all of the students because
Yeah.
anyway, whether they do not have any serious concern or not, every children has affected by
Yeah.
this pandemic, so
yeah.
they might need it.
And that's
Yeah.
why we share this too to the teachers so
Yes.
they can implement the social bond interaction or activities to their students too, so that they will have someone to talk to more than the counselors. Also, I think they will feel more relaxed with the teachers because they
They know them already.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
about
connection.
Bapak Ibu, at the first when we sent the survey, I sent the survey. I got most email from the students or teachers or some parent asking, "Am my child in trouble?"
Trouble?
They haven't opened the survey yet, but they ask just
No.
because I'm the one who sent it.
It's because Ibu Irene ya.
So yeah, again later the survey will be sent by me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But don't worry ya,
don't
Bu.
worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we might need your help to make sure that your student has filled the survey so we can really identify your students and their friends' needs in general and also specifically each individuals as well. Begitu. Sama-sama, Ibu.
Hai Bu.
Yeah, and Bapak Ibu, I will use this opportunity to remind you again. Please, 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 please fill in the daily health check consistently. Maybe for now we will say, there's no use of it, but we don't know. Again, we don't know when are we going to open the school. Meanwhile, we still need to apply the health protocol. So we really need to have your child filling in the daily health check. And also the homeroom teacher has informed regularly during the morning meeting. It will not spend 1 minute just to fill in the form. As simple as that. Just the child email address, the name, the class, body temperature, and then the answer whether the child has the symptom of COVID-19, yes or no. That's it.
Ya.
It will not take 1 minute just to fill it in. Ya, Bapak Ibu, please. Thank you.
It's hard for us to Bu as the teacher, but we are try our best. Sometimes I put the alarm on each day at the same time to remind me not to miss the high check, Bu.
Yeah. Saturday, Sunday is the most difficult
Yeah,
one.
every day. Because sometimes we miss it ya Bu because,
Yeah.
because it's
And especially when the students are learning at home, selama di rumah, we are for sure need your help to guide the child to make sure that they do what they need to do. Because we're not there, we can remind them during any kind of line of communication that are available, but we need your help to make sure that they are attending to ours so we can guide them in learning optimally and to keep happy during their learning. So thank you for your cooperation, the parents. We can do this without your support.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if there is no more question from Bapak Ibu, we will end this pulse session for now. If you have still any questions, you may send the email either to Ibu Mayang, Ibu Arlita, or to me directly. It's okay. And I will close this session for today. Bapak Ibu, thank you so much for joining our pulse, and see you again in another pulse. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Stay safe.
Have a nice
Stay safe
weekend.
ya. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you Bapak Ibu.
Thank you, Bu Irene.
You're
Thank
welcome
you.
Ibu.